I'm here, Mario's here, Armand's here, Casey's here, Robin's here, Donna's here, Kathy's here. Gary is gonna be on a Zoom, I think. Doug is here, and Pat said he can't make it. Sue Ferguson's here, John Kisco's here, Ellen is here. Mike Z is here, John Jenny's here, Dean is here, Mike McKenna's here, Jeff Putnam, and a new member from the board. What's your name? I'm sorry.
That's all right, Joe Kalesha.
How do you spell your last name?
Kulesza.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely, happy to be here.
We're gonna give you a test after, okay?
All right. I'll make sure I pay attention.
Okay. He should. He's a good guy, I think. You a good guy?
Absolutely.
Okay. Approval of agenda, just in your packet that I sent out today, not today, daily today, I've got to add one bill. Robert H. Lord submitted their invoice, so I have a motion to include Robert H. Lord on the invoices.
Under 7
Yeah,
or 8?
8, right?
8.
So moved with that.
Okay, Ellen, second. Second, Donna.
Nothing.
Any discussion?
No, I do not.
All in favor? Aye, opposed? Okay. Any other comments on the agenda? We're all set? Okay. Next, approval of the minutes.
I have an amendment.
Okay.
It says future meeting December 18th. I'm sure that should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus.
Could someone please fire me?
No,
She's ready.
No
Ready to
way.
get fired.
I'm ready, it's a new year.
We'll give you a pay cut.
About 8 months from now, you're relieved of your duties.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll hang it.
We have to discuss the next meeting because I'll be gone. So,
Yeah, we'll talk about
yeah. So, motion to make that change. John Kisco, second.
it. Armand, take your pick.
Whoever.
Discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Public participation? Anybody participating? Okay. New member want to say anything?
What's that?
We'll get you on board.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Mike, you're up.
Hi, everyone. Sorry to say that I don't have a presentation today, a full one, so you guys are in luck. But what I can share with you is that we were able to address a lot of punch list items over the holiday break. And it brings us at around about 75 open punch list items as it currently stands. About half of those are related to work that needs to happen outside when weather permits. And the other half has been getting done early morning and late afternoon and weekends when we're coordinating with facilities to provide access for the building. Another update to provide for this group is that 2 days ago was the almost final owner training session for the project, specifically for the building automation system. Some specification sections for various items that we provide on the project have requirements to train the owner on or Dean's group on the operation and maintenance of those items. Additionally, we do provide operation and maintenance manuals, literature that can be referenced when it's needed after, we're gone for good. Most of that literature has been provided to Dean electronically, should it ever be needed or referenced, and we're still kind of getting some low stragglers in here and there. Hoping to wrap that up within the next month. Last item I do want to discuss too is that our team has been focused on evaluating all of the 24 open trade contracts. And that includes all of the, open financials, all the change orders, all the allowance reconciliation, status of open punch list, warranty work, SLAM when they come out and their consultants, they generate field report items. So we're making sure that all of those have been addressed. Essentially, it's just a full audit of what's left to be addressed, to see what trade contracts can be closed or which ones need to remain open. Obviously, there's going to be a few of them that are going to remain open that carry us through the completion of the fields. But over the next couple of months at these meetings, I'm going to let this group know who we're going to be recommending for their contract to be closed out and retainage to be released based on all these different requirements that I just outlined. And pretty much it. That's all I really got for today. Happy to answer any questions you may have about the building or close out questions or anything like that.
Do we hold their retainage until all of their punch list items are done, or, I mean, obviously the ones that you know about, there's a warranty, that could happen afterwards, but what's that?
So long as there is an open punch list items, we hold a certain percentage. Everybody at this point, for the most part, except for maybe one or two, are already at 2.5%. So I like to hold Buddy to my heart pretty closely. So once everybody has fulfilled all their punch list items, all their, operation and maintenance manuals, warranty requirements, as-built, that is when I'll come to this group and say, I think we're ready to release them.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions for Mike? Guys have been in, they'll be in this Saturday.
Yep, Saturday, we are going to be installing some revised volleyball equipment in the middle school gym. If you remember, we had like these little screw-on movable stands for the volleyball post, which is different from what you see in the high school gym, where we just have the actual sleeve and we can set the pole in. It's much easier for everybody. So we're gonna be implementing that on Saturday. There's a couple other guys coming in to address smaller punch list items, and then on Monday, I was just talking to Mike and Armand. We've got some ceiling fans, those large ceiling fans in the high school gym. There's some connection issue, communication issue. 2 out of the 4, I think, are cooperating, so we're gonna make sure that we can get all 4 of them operating, figure out what's going on. There's a couple pieces of the wood floor that we gotta cut out and put back in, because over time they've checked or they've split. So we're gonna replace those. And I think that's.
Also, in the auto shop, when I was there, there's a huge window there that the sun's coming through and you can't see the board, so Saturday we're putting a film on the whole window.
Mike, Saturday, I don't think I was aware of the middle school volleyball stuff. When are you doing that on Saturday? Because the gym is active on Saturday, middle school
I will
gym.
double back with Mike, let me
Yeah.
find out, I'll text him.
And then the high school gym is
I got
active.
nothing in there on Saturday.
The high school work is gonna happen on Monday, but I think you said we're good between 6:30 and 9:30. I think you gave
Or
us
did we
that.
just talk about Saturday and Monday? What did we just
So
talk
we
about?
talked about all of it, but
Okay, no, I did, alright, so Monday,
Monday, we're doing the fan work and then, cutting
Okay.
out some pieces of it.
Nothing in the high school on Saturday?
In the gym?
Yeah,
No.
I don't have anything there, you
No.
can use it.
no, I'm good.
Okay,
My mistake, I was thinking this, you were talking about Saturday, you're talking about Monday.
Monday, yeah, problem. Okay, cool.
You are in the high school gym on Monday
Hold on.
afternoon,
No,
no?
he's talking,
Monday,
Hold on,
yes,
hold on.
whenever they're done, we start.
Hold on 1 second.
Yes,
Drilling the holes in the middle school floor,
Saturday.
Saturday. But whatever you have going on in the middle school, you can move them over to the high school, it sounds like.
Yeah, we'll talk about this,
That's fine.
let's
Yeah, we can get
coordinate
back
this,
together.
yeah.
I know Mike's
To do it right
working
now,
with
you
you
guys
guys,
see what's
so
going on.
we'll talk after.
Yeah, I think we talked about it, okay.
And the lift is gonna be, it's funny, the teacher apologized to me, to Mario, because the lift, it's gonna be moved out, we're gonna talk about. They couldn't come today, they come in the next PD day, 1 o'clock. And the auto shop teacher, Mike, is very happy with the room, and all of that.
How about this little hose bit thing?
Yeah, what?
So we were able to find that we do own a hose bit.
Yeah, there's a
our
hose
shop.
in there.
We don't have to pay for it.
Oh, okay.
It was just missed.
It was missed,
So it is on the daily
It's on the
punch list
drawing, I saw it
Good.
on
to
the
complete.
drawing.
I have to double check with Mike to see if they are lined up for the weekend, because maybe that's something that they can get in there and do. I gotta follow up, but yeah, we do own it, so we will install it.
Right on.
So the PD, you scheduled that through who for the PD for that to take, well, you mentioned the
For the
PD.
vehicle lift,
Yeah, I sent it out to everybody.
Okay.
When you say PD, you're talking about like a half-day Thursday?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Like, do you guys walk the project and look for those variances between what was bought and what's, and sometimes, because of the way this project's worked in the beginning, a lot of different people, some who are here, some who are not.
yeah,
You know, how does somebody, a teacher wouldn't necessarily, or a staff member wouldn't know what is supposed to be in their room.
right.
They ask because, hey, we should have this, and you found out, well, we do.
Typically, it's picked up in like our punch list walks when we walk with, John and we walk with Slam, and somehow us three all missed it. And so,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
is there a procedure to catch these things? Because where there's one, right, it's probably.
There's probably more. Yeah, typically it's in our punch list walk, and if there's other things in that room that come up in our review, then, we'll add it to the list, but traditionally things don't really get much like that, it just happens sometimes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mike, you mentioned a punch list before.
Yes.
Do we have a updated copy of what's left on that? Is that something that's fluid?
Yeah, it's a live document through our eConnect software that we use, and I can print you out a live
Yeah,
PDF,
please.
just showing only open items.
Okay,
So there's 75 open as of now,
Yeah.
and about half of those are related to outside work, which I'll still give you, just so you know. Some of them have to deal with the field and stuff,
so that collaborates with our Google form that we're putting out to you as far as?
It does. It will
Okay.
be common in that Google form, and we say add it to ONG punch list item, we usually track,
Okay.
give it a number, and then you could cross-reference that
Yep.
with our list on AConnect.
Yep.
There's 2 items that Daley has to do.
Are they on I'm just asking about construction tech. There's a
Those,
couple things
Yes,
in
there's
there
2
too.
pieces of equipment that we still need to do the final connection for with the
Yeah.
dust collection system to the
Yep.
piece of equipment
Yep.
down there. Still tracking it with MJ Dale, we just gotta make sure that we're
Okay,
gonna
all
fix
right.
it. It's on their list, it's on, it's the list I'm gonna give Dean.
Okay.
But we will follow up with them. 'cause
All right,
we
thank
have a
you.
couple things to address.
John, you're on.
Good evening. As Mike pointed out, it's been fairly quiet out there, so there haven't been any field reports from BL, SLAM, CES, or Benesh, but they have been working on the punch list, so 2 of the items on our report has come off. So we're only down to 11 open items, which are also on the punch list. There's only been a concrete test report came in. It was a concrete that was poured in December, the heavy-duty concrete by the baseball field. Came back and it met its 28-day strength. There had been 2 startup tests done. The reports were submitted and reviewed. The fire alarm that I reported last month as being the reports coming in, it's been reviewed by the fire marshal and signed off by the fire marshal. So that's behind us. And then the structured communication cable, which is all the communication cables in the middle school in the last phase, the G&H. Those were tested. There were 681 cables tested. About 15% had some anomalies related to crosstalk, so that's on the list to get looked at and retested. For IES commissioning, there are currently 30 items open on their latest report, primarily tied to communication and device malfunctions, sensors or probes, and those are on the list. They're chipping away at those. They go back in, they swap out a sensor, they test it again to make sure it operates properly. I wouldn't be concerned about the 30 when you look at the number, the sheer volume of the devices. There are a lot, there's probably 400 or 500 devices in the building, so 30 is not too bad at this point, but they are chipping away. They're going to get commissioned and they'll be operational when the building gets turned over in that respect. Some fun facts. The waste management, 17% of the waste so far to date is pre-consumer building material, has a recycled content, and then regionally manufactured projects, regionally manufactured products is at 36%. So 36% of the building is from products that were produced locally, which is always a good thing. Construction waste, we're pretty much done with construction waste for the building, so we're at 832 tons for the entire project. 541 tons of that, which is about 65.1%, has been recycled. So that's steel, wood, and so forth. The balance has gone to landfill. So roughly 35% of the construction waste went to landfill. The balance has been recycled. And that's it. Any questions? Okay.
Thank you, John. Next item is the application for payment. You had, and as I always, I list all of the purchase orders, who's it going, again, I list them separately for Liberty, Eagle, the Turf, and Fuji, so we know how to list on the project budget. So their application is for $2,592,428.16. Have a motion to approve.
I'll move it.
Armand,
Second.
second Kathy. Discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed? Next, Mike, you're up.
Alright, PCOs. PCO 725 is an owner cost of $2,187. So if you're at the gymnasium auditorium entrance, you're walking into a vestibule and you have the corridor on this side. The corridor ceiling was supposed to be about 8'3", and then you have the vestibule height, it's about 9'4". So when you're in the vestibule, you can see through the storefront glass what's going on above the ceiling in the corridor. So we worked it out with Slam and we put together a detail to add some brake metal panel trim to finish it off so you can't see the nasty stuff going on above the corridor ceiling. PCO 726, this is first of many allowance PCO closeout tonight. This was for allowance number 10, which was assigned to our fire stopping contractor for some additional labor that we needed to use throughout the project. The allowance was not fully used, so about $3,764 is being returned back to the project. PCO 727 is allowance number 27, assigned to our fire protection contractor for some additional fire protection sprinkler heads. We did not use the entire allowance, so $7,583 is being returned to the project. PCO 728, allowance 28, also assigned to the fire protection contractor, was for additional labor needed throughout the project. We exceeded this allowance, so we took a hit of $4,170 to the CM contingency. PCO 729, allowance number 7, assigned to our structural steel contractor. This was for additional structural steel roof frames used throughout the project. We exceeded the allowance, so we took another hit of $9,933 to the CM contingency. PCO 730 is allowance number 6, also assigned to our structural steel contractor for additional structural steel that is needed throughout the job. We exceeded the allowance as well, so we took another $965 hit to our contingency. PCO 731 is a credit back to the project in the amount of $7,345. If you recall, there are a total of 4 bullpens throughout the athletic fields. You got 2 for the varsity baseball field, you got 2 for the varsity softball field. When we had reviewed the bullpen details a little bit further, with the trade, we had noticed that there was supposed to be a chain link roof on the top of the bullpens. You kind of understand that, we're elevated on a mound, pitching down, having a roof above you is probably counterproductive. So we had reviewed it with Mario and Slam, and we said, let's just delete it and we'll give some money back to the project. PCO 732, CM contingency cost of $922 for some temporary toilets in November. PCO 733 was a charge of $878 for some temporary toilets in December. PCO 734 is another credit coming back to the CM contingency in the amount of $7,195. This was for some premium labor we assigned at the beginning of the job that we never fully used with Marguerite, our concrete contractor, so I took some money back from them and grew our contingency. PCO 735, allowance number 3, assigned to our concrete contractor for additional labor needed throughout the project. We exceeded that allowance, so a hit of $986 was assigned to our contingency. PCO 736, allowance number 4, also assigned to the concrete contractor. This was for additional concrete material needed throughout the project. We did not use the entire allowance, so $12,665 was returned back to the owner. PCO 737, allowance number 8, assigned to our mill worker, Lazier, needed for additional labor needed from them throughout the project. We exceeded this allowance, so I took a hit of $4,575 to our contingency. PCO 738 is an owner cost of $7,654. This is for 2 separate ledge rock removals throughout the site in late September and early October. The first being at the northeast corner of the south multi-purpose field when installing the under drainage for the synthetic turf field. And then the second being the parking lot behind the high school gymnasium that we just opened up in November. Both areas where we had encountered ledge in the vicinity of those areas, so it wasn't a surprise that we encountered it. but we had to remove it to facilitate, the installation of some work. PCO 739 is allowance number 20, assigned to our flooring contractor for additional floor prep needed throughout the project. We started with a $45,000 allowance and we ended up exceeding it by about $1,654, which I had assigned to our CM contingency, so not terrible. PCO 740 is an owner cost of $1,377. We had noticed a discrepancy when we had, built our new auto shop off of the existing gym structure. And we had to shift the new CMU wall, the north wall of the auto shop, which created a weird joint and a void between the structures. So we ended up having our drywall contractor stuff the void with mineral wool and then spray it with acoustical insulation to conceal the gap. And we had tracked that, I believe, on a ticket, $1,377. That one. PCO 741 is a CM contingency cost of $22,874. This is the final cost for a scope gap that multiple trades had completed throughout the project. Applying acoustical sealant within the piping penetration sleeves that go through any wall is a requirement of SLAM's documents and also a requirement of the local building department. It's something we hadn't assigned at the time of bid and we had tracked on time and material throughout the whole project. So, when we put a conduit through a wall, generally through a chipboard wall, we had PDC, safe around the opening because they own, acoustical sealant or acoustical rating, sound rating of all, chipboard walls. But what we hadn't assigned was, you have a conduit, you have wires going through the conduit, who seals the opening, from the wire to the inside of the sleeve. That's basically what we paid for throughout this whole job. I don't have a full estimate on how much we paid. It's somewhere in the range of 120 to 130,000 throughout the whole job, just fun fact, I guess. Do you have a question, Dean?
Yeah, so it's kind of common practice. I'm just losing where that kind of got lost.
It wasn't assigned to a trade contractor. Buyout.
It gets interesting when we assign things to people, sometimes things just get missed.
So it wasn't assigned it wasn't assigned, it wasn't missed on the job, it was missed to
It
be
wasn't missed by
assigned.
SLAM, it was missed by us, it was an error on our end.
Paying a change order price for that.
Exactly, something we had tracked on time and material. I think when Dan had discovered the issue many months ago, we had asked for a hard cost from I believe our fire stopping contractor, and it was like an insane cost of like 160 or 180 grand. I have to run the numbers and see really what we actually, accumulated throughout the job, but I think it was shy of 30 or 40 grand based on the hard estimate Dan got back in the day. So that explains that one. PCO 742 was a CM contingency cost of $2,462. Again, something else that we hadn't assigned was caulking of the windowsills to the windows, the Corian windowsills to the windows, something we had just decided to track on time and material. This was an older one through the middle school as I was working to close out or getting to the point of closing out our fireproofing or our waterproofing caulking contractor. I had noticed that I had somehow missed paying the bill on this one, so that's why it dates back to the middle school days, something that's a little bit older. PCO 743 is another CM contingency cost of $24,464. This is another acoustical sealant requirement we hadn't considered at the time of bid, and it was stuffing and sealing the top of the CMU walls. The area with the most masonry walls was area H. Aside from that, it was the kitchen. That's really the only area where you have CMU walls, and it was something that, when PDC, our drywall contractor, was already on a ticket, doing the conduit penetration sealing, we had said just go and hit the top of the wall of the CMU and just keep us going. And we would actually assign this to somebody when we got to area H, and it wasn't PVC, it was Giliberto and Sons, like I said, our caulking contractor. So they had spent a lot of time on time and material, just stuffing mineral wool at the top of the wall and then safing it off in accordance with SLAM's details. Large cost, no more cost to follow for any caulking, so we're over that hump. Last PCO is PCO 744. It's a credit coming back to the project in the amount of $1,706. Credit also goes to John here, who identified a piece of work that was not performed by our drywall contractor in Area H. SLAM's documents call for a bead of sealant on both sides of the bottom framing tracks of the walls. And John had identified that it just wasn't performed in the pictures that he had provided to me, and the trade wasn't able to prove that it was done. So we had agreed on a certain footage and hours of labor to credit the money back to the project that John had felt was appropriate and
Was it
adequate.
completed or not?
It was not completed, no. For what we had saw, and I think it was the first floor of Area H, John, if you remember.
Correct.
I believe so. So I think it was about 600 feet of wall and then 1,200 feet if you're, causing a bead on one side.
Is that gonna be a problem, not having it?
Not at the base, it's less of an issue at the base of the wall, because you have rubber base that goes to the floor, and that effectively seals for sound transmission at the base. At the head of the wall, where they talked about sealing those openings, that does allow transmission. In this case, we took a credit for, I don't know how many linear feet, where at the floor level, where we don't believe not having it is gonna be detrimental to the project. So if there's anywhere you could do without that, it would be at the base of the wall.
And that's sound only?
Sound only.
Sound only, yeah. And just, I think it was like 600 lineal feet of wall, and I think the credit was reflective of 1,200 because you have a bead on, one side of the track and the bead on the other side of the track.
And it sits on that rubber vapor barrier thing, right?
Well, the wall, the metal track sits on the floor, and the drywall goes down to within a 1/4 inch of the floor, and then there's rubber base applied to both sides of it. It fills that little 1/4 inch gap between the drywall and the concrete floor.
Can I have a motion to approve the PCOs? I'm on. Doug, second, thank you. Discussion?
Can I just ask a question
Yeah.
about the bullpen roof? I get that it's counterproductive if you're sloping and there's a roof. Is there any, there's no safety issue to removing them? Do most high schools
No,
not have them?
I've never heard of that before.
No, never seen one in my life.
Never seen it, never heard of it.
Thank you.
A lot of bullpens aren't even surrounded with fence at all,
They're open, right?
Thank you.
so we're surrounded.
Any other questions? All in favor? Aye, opposed? Okay. Next, as I always give you the summary of all the checks, payments of all the contractors. Next, payment of invoices. The first one to B&L Company for $4,042.50. Can I have a motion to
So
approve?
moved.
Robin,
Second.
second.
Who's Al?
Ellen, sorry. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? The next one is Tri-State, they have 5 invoices totaling $6,417.75. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'm on. Second, Robin. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed? And the last one is, you have it in your, I just got it. That closes out Robert H. Lord, $21,389.58. Have a motion to approve. Doug? Second, Kathy? Discussion? All in favor? Aye, opposed, okay. Next, you have, as I always give each month, just 1 second. Budget summary, shows you where we are. And it breaks it down also into the turf project, so it breaks it down for all of the POs that are next to it. Just wanted to read that. And also gives you the encumbrances that are outstanding. These are just estimates that O&G has given us for those encumbrances. The next one is as you remember, I gave you out, last time, the MOU from Major Bessie Drive, the parking lot the state said you didn't have a term of life for in the parking lot. So, this, I gave it to the mayor gave it to the corporation council, and he has put in a timeline of, I think, 20 years. Every 20 years, it's renewed. So, the city council is gonna approve that on Monday, and then Park and Rec will approve it, Molly will approve it, and then Board of Ed has to approve it. So that means that we don't have to, that parking lot will not be ineligible. It would have been if we didn't have a date on it. So I just wanna let you know about that, you have a copy of that. Just a couple of other items. One, the state, again, is playing games with payments. I sent them a letter. As co-chair of the Torrington Building Committee, I'm trying to let the building committee and the city know when the latest progress payment will be paid. The latest progress payment was submitted on 10/31/2025. A question arose regarding an invoice. That was the insurance invoice which has been approved. We have a new person there, didn't know about it, so I had to give him the backup. The issue was resolved on 12/4 as follows, quote, "The insurance invoice has been reviewed and approved for the reimbursement and the payment request of SCP 1847. I know the holiday season causes problems and delays. I would appreciate if you could check when the city of Torrington will be receiving this progress payment. Thank you in advance for your continued cooperation and assistance on this very important project for the children of Torrington." Got a note back while they're checking on it, so.
We'll let you know.
We're looking into it.
It's just,
How far are they behind?
well, we usually get it in 45 days.
Right.
Now it's from November 1st to now.
Okay, so they're one payment behind.
Unless they claim 45 days from
From
be
the-
satisfied.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Also,
Which they won't.
I sent it out to the building committee. We did receive our certificate of occupancy. And then Kerman needed more information. I gave it to them, but the letter states that it was nice speaking to you this morning. As discussed, we'll proceed adding the building contents for the middle school, high school located Major Bessie Drive, effective 12/22. The date the certificate of occupancy was signed. To the property schedule with the below information provided. The invoice billing will be sent under separate coverage to the city. So that's done. We don't have to worry about that. They covered it as of 12/22. So, before we go to good comments, just, I have, and we should discuss, I have, the next meeting is March 12th. I will not be around for the month of February. I need a break.
Good.
My wife needs a break.
And
So-
not a lot going on.
What?
Not a lot
Not
going on.
So, Mike, so nobody's gonna get paid in February.
We can't do like a special meeting, I guess, and just approve payment only, or
Okay, if you get the stuff to me when I'm in Florida, I'll have to work on it, okay?
we can make that work.
Yeah, we can. Just a quick meeting.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really even have to be PCOs at this point.
No,
So
no,
it's
just
the
a-
payment, I can
yeah,
keep people
okay.
happy, at least get
So
them.
we'll have to let you know when that is.
Okay.
Comments for the good of order, John?
I know it's a little belated, but happy New Year, everybody.
Yep, Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Case?
Same.
Done.
Same, thank you.
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, yeah, OG's invited us. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Eddie.
yeah, OG invited us, I can't make it, Mario can. You're cordially invited to attend the ACT Built Connecticut Awards Dinner, celebrating Torrington's middle school, high school being honored as the 2026 Built Connecticut Award for the CMGC New Lodge Construction Project, so.
When is that?
I believe February 13th.
What's the agency
12th.
of that?
February 12th.
Can you forward that, Colin?
What?
Can you forward?
Yeah. So Mario will be going, I can't.
Mario's going, represent.
If I can't go, somebody else from the committee can go.
It's the 12th. So that's,
That's what I saw on Facebook.
yeah. Also,
Yeah, right.
there's a couple other awards we won, which was great. ONG won an award for construction manager. We won an award for owners, what do you call
Public owner of the
it?
year?
Public owner of the year. So, my son said, you own the public. I said, yeah. What do you think? You know.
We have a meeting tomorrow with Slam,
Yes, we have a meeting tomorrow at Slam to go over our
some disputed funds.
items. Yeah, okay. Anything?
Great meeting.
Great meeting, just maybe you guys can answer, whatever happened with the barricades or the retaining wall?
Oh, okay, well, it's,
Whatever we wanna call them this week.
well, we cut it down, we met, and we had a good meeting with the
Yep.
mayor and Ray Drew.
Yep,
We cut it down to,
9 pieces of flat stock metal
yeah,
installed to the front of the
Front of it.
the barricade, yeah. The cost I'm not crazy about still. Mike,
but
you
we're
got my
gonna, it's
email
gonna be
about
outside
that.
the contract. And we're gonna go to Cisco Steel and also to Ram Welding, see if they can do it for us.
Okay, thank you.
So it was reduced from 38,000 to about 16.
16,000, but I think we could do it better probably. Yeah, with either Cisco,
Mike seems to as well, yes.
yeah, with Cisco or Ram Welding, we can do that. And then we may ask the city to just, Ray Drew to attach it or something.
I would like to have that conversation, yeah. If we could buy it and they could attach it, so it could be a compromised team effort.
Yeah.
So hold on a second, so right now the 16,000 just for materials?
No, it's
No,
material labor.
That's labor too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the labor? What do you think, 50%?
Yeah, probably a little less than that.
A little less than
What
that.
it is.
So 6,000, 7,000.
It's not on there anyway. The breakout wasn't broken out. No, I didn't get that piece.
I think the,
Yeah, it's,
Is there any specs on it?
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, maybe you could help me get that. It's greatly reduced, I mean, it's flat stock, basically.
Yeah, I mean, pre-punched, I'm hoping, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would assume.
you have any in your house?
Pardon?
Got a drill press at his house, he could knock
Yeah,
it
well,
out.
there's a few things that might make it easier and it's
Maybe it's
all,
in your
$7,000.
garage, you have big pieces.
yeah, no, I could do it, I'm just trying to figure out if I,
John, anything?
Nothing, good meeting.
Kathy?
John likes that, right?
Happy New Year, great meeting.
yeah, I got a few things, I don't know if everybody has received from the boss, the, invitation for ribbon cutting,
I think it only went to Ed Mario.
I haven't seen it.
okay. He sent it out the other day.
Yeah, he sent you guys an email the
Yeah,
other day.
Well, just stating that there will be one.
Yep.
Yes,
Saying there will be one, and did you receive it?
no,
No.
Mario or somebody said that there's gonna be one.
Yep.
I saw it somewhere,
So it came out, and then, you know,
yeah.
date
That's all I know.
to be,
No, it said April 25th.
Oh, there's a date? No, I
You're right.
never saw that.
You're right.
So was there an open house this past, there was
Yes.
an open house this
I think
past
there was
Saturday?
some confusion,
So-
maybe you can explain it.
Yeah.
There was tours this past weekend,
Yeah,
not necessarily open house, it was tours that we had, it was about 300 people showed up. Somewhere in that neighborhood, 260, something like that, we did, the kids did tours around, and pretty good event.
But the reason, right, he wanted to, or was proposing that the ribbon cutting be after the fields are done and.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's what that date, hoping that at least if the fields aren't 100%, there's gonna be something where people can walk out there and see that part of the project also,
What'd you say, April 25th?
if that's what it was.
That's what's on that.
Okay, that's what's on it.
It's a Saturday.
The softball field's not gonna be done. Baseball should be.
Baseball will be done, yeah,
Softball
softball,
won't.
softball won't be.
That's the issue.
Be a
What else you got, bud?
pretty good experience. Go ahead.
Go, you know,
Couple things. So we had our first training with the BMS contractor yesterday, to go over all the mechanical systems and things of that nature. He was showing us different locations where certain resets were. And he mentioned that, and I thought, because I've seen them, identification tags in the ceiling were gonna be there, but he mentioned that they're not gonna be there because they're illegal.
We have like these little, I'm sure those
Dots.
over the building, they know those little ceiling tag
Yeah.
identifiers, they're
Color coded
They're
based on
different
discipline,
color, yeah.
but for the reset, I'm kinda lost on this.
Well, but something about not being, whether code worthy or you're not supposed to have these in the ceiling, is there something I'm missing when he says that?
The reset or the identification?
The identification that tells that there's a reset there, or a
There's
location.
nothing prohibiting you from putting identification on the ceiling grid to say that there's something above it. That's what we're referring to, this color
Okay,
coded tab.
he made it sound like they did not do that, or it's not done in those areas because it was a problem doing them. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some in the air, I'm not sure what they are,
Oh,
so.
that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah,
Do resets for what though? Do you know exactly?
yeah, free stats, there's
There's
Frank Coily resets, anything that we need to go find when it goes in fault,
Yeah, you can't reset from the BMS
that
system.
we
You have to
can't reset
physically
from the
go,
BMS,
yeah.
right? So there's a lot up in the ceiling, and then we also took a tour on the roof.
Yeah,
And there's a couple that are on the roof with an 8-foot ladder inside the coil unit to get to, like a two-man job, very dangerous type of position that we're up on the roof.
in the DOA, AHU.
In the
or both?
DOAs, I believe they're
that
DOAs,
probably makes
but
sense.
they are extremely inconvenient. And it's something that will have to be reset. We've already had to do that, or they had to come back to do it for whatever
The
reason.
free stats are probably high.
Yeah.
The coils are.
We get it, right? It's gotta be in the coil, I understand it, but the remote something, and we can't reset them at the BMS. So, I don't know what the answer is for that right now, but it's definitely something we're gonna wanna look at, whether it's before or after. What they also noticed, while looking for these resets is some of the rooms in the middle school side, I'm not sure about the high school side, and I left them at this time, I wasn't with them, but they went to pop the ceiling tiles out along the edges, and some of them were caulked down.
Yeah. That is, we have a requirement in our acoustical ceiling specification, they're supposed to paint the cut edges of the tile, they're not supposed to caulk them. They're supposed to paint
No, these are caulked, so when they got lifted,
yeah, probably yeah.
you ruined a tile.
Yeah. That's not right. Okay.
And I can get you more if you talk to Nick tomorrow, he went through, I left the meeting at that point, but wherever they went, there was a pretty good amount that were.
Yeah, I can get with Nick and then, I can reach back out to him, cause he's gotta replace the tile then and cut it and paint it, not caulk it.
Just wanna make sure that's not in other locations where, if we do go to pop a ceiling tile, so I guess it's along all the edges. Haven't heard of it in high school side, just heard of it in the middle school side.
Alright,
Thanks.
go with that.
Standing water in the parking lots. Of course, now with the snow and the snow removal, I noticed we're getting a lot of re-icing up where the water is sitting.
Where?
Lower lot,
When you say lower lot.
Bessie Pond lot.
Pre-K parking lot?
Pre-K parking lot, Bessie Pond parking lot. It was the middle school parking lot. I think the problem there was they piled the snow there.
Yeah.
So we got rid of the snow, and now with this thaw, I'm hoping that has cleaned up where that can flow. But in the lower lot, now, let's get the terminology right, in the lot that is, the first lot, okay? The Bessie Pond lot, how's that? I noticed that it was, a lot of areas, the water was filling up, it was so saturated, it was coming over the curb. So some of the grassy plain areas, the water was coming over the curb, and now it was hitting the blacktop and trying to find the lowest spot, and the lowest spot was all the way across the parking lot to a catch basin. So we have these areas that are freezing and refreezing and such with a thaw and with saturation.
Okay. The only thing I'm thinking about is I know we're dealing with some seasonal heaving, which
I've seen has altered some of the path for the water to travel to the catch basin and may be trapping water from draining to the basin.
Okay,
I didn't hear anything, I guess, in the pre-K parking lot. I was aware of it in around area H, which was around the renovation building.
yeah,
But I wasn't aware of it being,
yeah, it's something I think we're gonna have to look at even with a rainstorm to see where it's sitting, because it's gonna sit.
I've seen the runoff areas are filling up and not being able to.
No, I'm saying,
It's not traveling to the areas.
it's traveling to the low spot, but across the parking lot, it's got nowhere to go besides travel. So if you,
Like the islands have runoffs, so that
Right.
water will flow to the islands and it goes into the low spot. and
Yeah.
it's supposed to, go into the earth. Is it getting there?
it's getting there, but it's staying, it's bubbling out of the earth over here, and it's traveling all the way to those spots.
Yeah, the ground's frozen, right? Under normal springtime circumstances, that water may seep into the ground and not flow across, right? So you're right, we gotta watch it.
And then we talked, Mike, about the construction zone, the water's spilling off the construction zone right now. Did you come up with anything for that?
I reached out to him, he wasn't able to give me anybody last week, but I gotta follow back. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
we
address it.
kinda need to
We're in
jump
a
on that.
weird pattern over there where we have the buses traveling, where our
trailer used to be, and
Yeah.
we got binder down right now, but I think
It's
it's
flowing
not.
off the gravel.
I think we need to create a berm almost where the construction fence is, so where we're getting that drain off
Yeah.
from the construction
A kid-
site, it's not.
A
it's
kid
not-
hit the ice there a couple basketball games ago and went,
Well, the buses are going by that, they've mentioned it, the bus drivers have mentioned, because
Yeah.
it's a problem. It's been a crazy full winter so far.
even some sandbags maybe, or something.
Something's got a hold of that, yeah.
I'll reach back out.
Yeah, that's gotta happen, cause I've seen the ice there too. And it just flows across and freezes at night.
And the other thing that got asked about today was that dryer. How are we moving forward with that dryer, the one that is, we put a vented one in there, but we need non-vented? How are we going, in the middle school side? In the middle school side, in our home, it's not home ec
So
class.
through the project, we provided a dryer that should be exhausting out the side of the building. Our plans didn't show anything for any exhaust piping tied to the dryer. We didn't catch it in time, we've left it since then. I don't know what you guys wanna do.
So, on the high school side, did we put a ventless dryer in on the high school side?
Yeah, but we didn't think ahead enough at the time to say, oh, we got a life skills room in the middle school, is this a problem in the middle school too? We just never asked the question, we never dug deep enough to figure it out.
Ventless dryer.
Yeah. We gotta get a ventless dryer,
You
yeah.
gotta get a ventless dryer.
Yeah.
Who handles that? You?
It's through OWI, who's going out of business, it's the same appliance vendor I think we worked with to get that,
The one I got
the dishwasher that one time, or even the dishwashers in the food lot.
Yeah.
But I have the model for what we
Yeah,
bought
why
in
don't
high
you-
school, at the very least, if you want, you can call them.
Yeah, why don't you get it to me and I'll call him.
What are we doing with the other one?
Do you need a dryer?
Well, I'm thinking if the athletic department needs
Yeah.
a dryer, do you need anything down there? We have to vent it somewhere.
But you could find a spot where it's easy.
Yeah, it's easier down there.
We can find,
And then
in this,
business.
in the system, we can find a spot also, I just had to replace another one in another
Okay.
school.
Yeah.
So it's not like it could be.
So we'll turn it over to Dean and we'll find a home for it.
You know anything about the retaining wall block, you know if that ever got?
Still waiting for you?
Joe, anything?
I'm not done.
Oh, you're not
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Running out of paper.
Okay.
We got a complaint today as far as temperature and humidity on the high school side of the building from the teachers' union. So, saying that the temperature is erratic, overheating, humidity is too low, causing
Chapped lip.
chapped lips,
Oh, Lord.
dry nose.
Sorry.
you know, the thermostats in the rooms with all the instant information doesn't help, but anyway, they have tracked it with their own thermostat. And I just want to, you know, somehow put at ease that our humidity level is per spec, and they believe it's not. They're not knowing the spec, they're saying a normal traditional humidity of,
Is there a specific room, room?
I can get them to you. I think it's a couple, and I know a lot has been because we're still hashing out some of these problems, and we had some overheating. So I know a lot, you know, those rooms that were getting real hot.
But our units aren't capable of providing or adding humidification into the space, and when we're at a really dry time in the winter, like always, it's.
No, I think with the chilled in the hot water, humidity is controlled with outside air and things of that nature.
You can't bring humidity.
We don't have humidification in there, but we
Right.
can definitely,
With dehumidification.
right. So I'm not sure how it is designed, but my point is, I think we gotta give them some sort of explanation or proof that we're within the parameters where we're supposed to be.
Does the BMS show the room across?
It does. We've had our first 5-hour training out of 18, so we're still learning that. But I'm hoping that, these guys can lead me to the,
If you can also provide to ONG, their controls contractor can monitor those rooms and show
yeah,
changes in temperature
yeah.
in that space, and humidity in that space to provide a little clue as to what's
Yeah,
happening.
no, and I'm gonna be honest with you, going through the program, the control contractor found quite a few things that were kind of, you know, left, not done, just because of all the changes and the balancing and who was in the ceiling and who was touching things, so we're finding things as we go.
I will reach out to CES, who is the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire protection consultant under SLAM, and they have the ability to look at the BMS remotely from their office in Middletown, and I wanna have them take a look at it and see if
Yeah.
they see any anomalies, or if there's something that's just scraped away.
They can run a report for, 2 weeks, and they
Yeah.
can show.
Do you know what these people are reporting for temperatures and humidity?
No, they said they would give us pictures if we asked for them, but I didn't ask for them.
Could you give me an area of the
Cracked
Could
building?
take a picture of you.
Of the thermostat.
You saying it's all throughout the high school, or is there a certain area?
I wanna say it's the 4th floor science lab,
Yeah, I think I
Fourth
heard that
floor
too.
science lab?
4th floor science lab,
Wasn't that
But-
where the plant?
but I'm not sure if it's other stuff.
Greenhouse,
I'm sorry.
greenhouse is there, right?
Yeah, greenhouse on 4th floor.
It's on the
Yeah.
fourth
But I
floor.
think it's on the other side of the 4th floor.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more on the,
Greenhouses aren't in there.
the north side of the 4th floor, more than,
Oh,
that's more in the
not-
middle.
not- okay.
But listen, I could be wrong, I just read it quick before I got here.
So recommended temperatures are 68 to 79 and humidity is 30 to 50%. Ideally not to exceed 60%.
Yeah.
Humidity is definitely lower than that. Okay.
They can pick the points and they can track what all the dampers are doing, what the unit's discharge temperatures are, and they can troubleshoot to see if there is an issue, or they can say, hey, it's staying within those parameters. They can do that in a report, this has to be set up.
The only other thing I have also is I got a call, and I haven't called them back, was the flooring manufacturer, Jeremy Martin? No, Jeremy from Mannington. Huh?
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Sorry.
You know, there's still areas that when you look at this floor, depending on the light, you do see a lot of dimples, I guess I can call them, in areas of that nature. So I think, you know, maybe if we can get him out there to get his 2 cents on this to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's sounds like a matter of floor prep. right?
Yeah, is it, you know, is this,
Dimples.
yeah, you've looked at them with me a little bit, looking through there where you can see just
Okay.
dimples.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Alright,
Are you talking about the hallways?
I'm talking about a lot of areas that you kind of, and it's funny, you really see it if you're walking in the hallways, looking in the classroom when the lights aren't on, when it's just daylight.
The days when you used to wax the floors, you could see it a
Yeah.
mile away. Now with the matte finish, it's harder to see.
Yeah,
But you do get those little piece of sand gets underneath
Right.
it before they lay the tile down, so those do pop up. So I'm not surprised that you're seeing them. but you just don't see them as much as you did in the old days.
Okay.
Dean,
Okay,
Dean, did you catch any of on the first, we have our executive sessions for Board of Ed, that's like a concrete floor, it's maybe epoxy coated. We noticed there was some, we'll say, finish discrepancies in that room. Did those ever get looked at, do you know? Like it's where it's not smooth, it's like,
I don't know where you go for executive session, I was
It's,
never.
It's the room right outside of the middle school calf, that first one on the left where the 3D printers are.
It's a tech ed.
Yeah,
make a
No.
space.
makerspace.
Oh, that's a sealed concrete floor.
yeah, we noticed it wasn't actually smooth.
Near the
You could see
window?
The finish was coming up in some spots it was coming off the floor, and you could tell it was in areas that weren't smooth, like the stuff.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a rock concrete slab.
And
Right
that-
near the window, you're saying,
I was-
close, somewhere
In
in the
that
vicinity,
area,
you
yeah.
can't miss it.
You can't miss it. If you walk in the room and look down, you're gonna see it.
I know what you're talking about now, yes.
I'm just thinking, we're coming close to,
Well, that's why I wanna see this punch list and see what they have on there.
I think that's on the punch list, but I could be wrong.
I believe it was too.
Yeah,
I might be interested to walk the rest of the room, you know, and just catch it while we can.
okay, that's all I got.
Thanks,
Are
Steve.
you sure?
Sure.
We're not coming back to you. Joe, anything?
No, he took everything else.
So you passed the test, Joe?
Yeah.
Robin?
I think almost, I do have one question. Say we finish the project, is there like a warranty on, say you're talking about these little things? How long does that,
So we have different phases on the job. Phase 2A, that's the high school occupancy back in last January, and then we got phase 2B, which is the middle school, and that turned over, I think we have substantial completion at July 30th of 2025. And then area H, most recently the renovation, November 10th. We always have workmanship warranties that are about a year based on the date of substantial completion, so if anything comes up that's, deemed defective because of labor, we are obligated to come back and have the trades address that. And then we also have different special warranties for, a bunch of different products we provide on the job, like air handler units, things like that. All vary in durations and lengths and all have different, I guess, constraints, I wanna say. And we do provide that to Dean. I don't think we have we've provided
No.
everything to Dean yet, cause we're still obviously not done building outside and we're still waiting on some formal documents still from the trades.
But to piggyback on that, is there a way we can generate a list of like when the warranty will be up on some of these things? I mean, in other words, are we cutting close in some areas?
Most recently, the workmanship warranty for the high schools ended because we occupied back in.
But not for like the HVAC and.
Right,
the roof
yeah,
repairs,
the
so there are-
HVAC is a little bit of a different story because,
Yeah.
we're still commissioning, so, our spec, our front end says you're not putting a warranty on any of the HVAC systems until, the
Yeah.
commissioning agent has accepted that, which
Yeah.
benefits you guys, same thing with the roof. We're still waiting on some roof repairs, to occur when the weather starts getting better. You have a 30-year warranty on your roof that has not started yet. because
Yeah,
the manufacturer
if
hasn't
we can
accepted
get some sort of list of like, hey, this is up, it's past warranty, this isn't, because it is phased. And I'm not sure on some of the stuff,
Yeah.
because it's so broken up, so that would be
Yeah.
very
it.
helpful.
We can get you some information. I know, just Matt has been sending me the file share links and stuff for the manuals and the warranties, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, typically at the end of a project, the O&Ms are turned over and that corresponds with the warranties.
Well, that's been phase 2, so you're saying when I receive the O and Ms, that's warranty starts?
No, we have a separate document.
Yeah.
Warranties and O&Ms are kind of separate. O&Ms are just gonna tell you what you need
Yeah.
to do if something comes up
Yeah.
or whatnot, and then the warranties will explicitly state, we're guaranteeing, material defects for this period, starting on this date, whatever the spec tells us to do, and yeah, we can get you something that'll help
Okay.
you out.
All right, that'd be great.
You had one more thing?
Yes, 2. Josh, I asked Rachel to help us finish off this TV monitor in the gym lobby. It's installed, but there's something that you guys have to do, and you need a keyboard to do it, to plug into it. I don't know if you know anything about that.
I don't know anything about it, but I can ask about it.
Yeah, if you would remind her, we wanna get that straightened out. I mean, there's a picture on there of Mike with hair, and it's too high. It's too high on the screen, we gotta bring it down so we can see it. The other thing is, Dean, we talked about this, is we need to meet with Penny.
Who?
We want you to go to that too.
Meet with who?
The purchasing,
Penny.
agent for the city, so we could get this building. None of us know exactly what we need to do. You know, as far as prevailing wage, going out to bid, you
Yep.
know, all that stuff, but we're certainly gonna wanna get that going. I mean, that thing has to be done before next football season, that's for sure. And sooner the better. And I don't see why it shouldn't. So, can you arrange a meeting either before you go or after you get back, or,
I'll see Penny tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna tap our new guy here to give me a hand with that.
Okay, Yeah.
Construction background.
Yeah.
Project manager,
perfect.
if you don't mind.
Well, we may mind, but that's okay.
So,
I don't mind, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's about it. No meeting then?
Right. We'll find out a meeting if ever, just to, maybe a Zoom meeting on everybody, approve the payment.
Oh, we'll have to have everybody on for that, okay.
Else, okay, can I have a motion to adjourn at 6:01.
So, excuse me, is the March meeting the 12th or the 19th? Normally we're the 3rd.
Well, we're gonna, I don't know when, because if we have one in February for the payments, then it'll be the regular March meeting.
I think it should be the next.
Right, but in the agenda it was.
we've been fortunate with
I know it'll be, I didn't realize that we could just do the payment.
Okay, so it's gonna be the 19th.
Correct.
I'll be in Florida.
John, Doug, all in favor, German? Okay.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, have a good day, keep warm tomorrow.
Thank you.